Something happened to me on New Year's Eve. Now watch this whole video so you get the full story. I ain't gonna sugarcoat anything, alright? So my car's broken down again. And I know I should be getting a new car, but I really like this car. So I'm just gonna put up with it. Anyways, so New Year's Eve, I'm craving Chinese food. And so I figured since my car's not working, I'd go on my local community Facebook page, right, and ask if somebody could deliver Chinese food to me. And I set it up with this woman, right? And anyways, everything on my side fell through. Like, it just wasn't happening. That's what I mean. Like, my phone started not working, and so I couldn't keep in, contact with this woman. So therefore, I wasn't able to order food online from the Chinese place, and I wasn't able to call it in, and I just had like the odds stacked against me, right? So anyways, the last thing this woman knew that she was gonna, after she leaves work around 3 p.m. on New Year's Eve, she was gonna go pick up the Chinese food. But I wasn't able to order it because I didn't have a working phone, and I wasn't able to convey that to her in time. So she goes to the Chinese food place and sees that there's no order. And I was only able to tell her that like 5 minutes before she ended up getting there. Which she wasn't able to see that message until she got there. Anyways, to this day, this is 3 days later? Oh, actually 2 days later, she still was like nagging me about, not nagging, but like, she was very, very argumentative, very, what do you call it, like defensive. Now, at this point, I already said I'm sorry, and, I truly am. And I realized, she's gone through a lot of trouble to do something nice for me, which she wasn't able to do that. And I know it was my fault. She thinks that I'm a scammer, and I can see why. Like, I told her everything that happened, and she just sees it as an excuse. But if I was in if I was in her shoes, I would see the same thing. And I actually was in her shoes a few years ago. But I told her the difference between you and me is that, I didn't get so defensive. I learned my lesson. I prayed to God for that person. And I said, I don't know that person's like whole side of their story. I'm not in their shoes until today. But God told me that he had those things done on purpose. That way I would see this woman for who she is. And then he told me, pray for her. So that's what I did. Even though this woman